Okay, have fun. It's hard for kids to wait. It's hard for us, too. So we've got fast food and express lanes to get us what we want when we want it. Hi, I'm Linda Nicodemus. Imagine what it would be like to be a child waiting to be adopted. Join us tonight at 7:30 for a Focus 21 special, Waiting Children. We'll introduce Carolina kids who want a family to call their own. Please join us tonight at 7:30 on WHNS Fox 21.
Watch Married with Children, weeknights at 11 on Fox 21.
One good thing about being adopted, at least you know somebody cares for you.
The best part is you get everything in the world.
Jesus loves me, yes I know, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones to him belong, they are weak, but he is strong.
There are more than 1,000 children in the Carolinas who are waiting to be adopted. Hello, I'm Linda Nicodemus. Tonight on our Focus 21 Carolina Free Special, you'll meet some of those children. So get a pencil and some paper, because later in the program, we'll give you phone numbers to call about waiting children. Everyone deserves a family who loves you and who thinks you're special. Unfortunately, not every child has a family to call their own. Many are in foster care because drug and alcohol abuse in their own homes makes it impossible for them to live there. The waiting children you'll meet tonight are under the care of the Departments of Social Services in North and South Carolina. They live in foster homes and are waiting for a chance to be part of a permanent family. Waiting is the hard part for both the children and the parents who want to adopt. Taking your child home that first day is the fun part.
On June 18, 1988, we came to pick you up to take you home with us to be our little boy. It was sad to say goodbye to the Davises. You had lived with them for several years, but we were looking forward to having you live with us.
It was Father's Day weekend 4 years ago that Jim and Hope Barbary brought their son Brian home.
When we had driven up that morning, you came running to the gate yelling, "Hey, Daddy!" You had a special Father's Day gift for Jimmy, your Xerox handprints. We loved you right away.
Just all of a sudden, there's someone depending on you to be their father that's never had a father. And it was really a good feeling. Felt good all the way down.
Brian had his parents all to himself until last January when Lindsay was born. Then he started asking questions about his birth mother.
And he began to realize that he had a beginning like that too, although he realized that that beginning was not with me. And so he was able to ask a question, and he said, "Tell me about my other mother." And then that gave me an opportunity to say, "Oh, you mean your birth mother?" And we began to talk then about his birth mother, and then how he went to live with his foster family, and then how he eventually came to live with us.
Reading from the baby book and talking about the past are ways they've helped Brian adjust. He was 3 when he was adopted, and he cared deeply for his foster family, something the Barbarys didn't realize until later when Brian had problems sleeping.
We talked about his foster family. We did go back and visit them. And after the first visit, we went for about an hour, hour and a half, maybe stayed for that long, and we left, and he cried when we left after that first visit. It had been about 2 years since he had seen them. And I feel like he was grieving for them that time because he never had grieved the first time. But then we went back for a second visit a year later, and everything went fine. You know, he was fine. He was glad to see them, but when we left, there were no major problems. So he had to work through that grieving process of leaving them.
Foster families like Brian's can put fun into a child's life. This is Jimmy, one of the waiting children in South Carolina. He's 10 years old and has lots of fun with his foster family because they participate in rodeos. Jimmy loves the cowboy life. He thinks bull riding is the most fun of all. Jimmy's a bundle of energy, and if you can catch him long enough, he'll tell you that school's important to him, too. When you're at school, what's the thing you like to do most at school?
Math.
What's the hardest problem you ever did?
That's a hard question. Almost so. None of them.
None are hard for you. I hear you have perfect attendance at school.
Mm-hmm. I missed it one day yet.
Jimmy likes to play baseball and eat steak and broccoli. And if he could go anywhere in the world, he'd go to Texas, where the real cowboys are. Paula Watson, a North Carolina adoption specialist, says it's more common for children not to get attached to foster families because they may go from foster home to foster home for years.
It's real hard. They feel they're not wanted, especially if they're not adopted right away. You do a process with them where you talk about their past and get them prepared for adoption, and then they could wait anywhere from 6 months to 3 years to be placed, and it's real difficult, and they get to where they don't think they're worthy.
The Proctor family knows all about making a child feel worthy. Cornell and Connie had 2 grown daughters and had no intention of adopting when Teresa came into their lives. Connie works with the Asheville Housing Authority and was manager of the development where Teresa lived. She began visiting the Proctors on weekends. When DSS took her into protective services, the Proctors became her foster parents. They expect the adoption to be finalized this summer.
My prayer was to get mine grown, get them through college, and get them out. But it looks like it's the Lord's will that we have another one, so it's fine with me.
The worst part is you think you think when you're adopted, that means you think that they still can't whoop you or anything, but they can. And that's what I thought when I was adopted.
And what's the best part?
The best part is you get everything in the world.
Teresa's 10 now and has self-esteem that she didn't have before. She gets trophies for her school achievements and for beauty contests.
And she always thought everybody was prettier than she was. But she don't have that problem anymore. I'll assure you of that. She's strung out on the hair. She thinks she's a fox. Believe me. She doesn't have to worry about if she's going to eat, if things are going to be all right when she gets home, if her mother's going to be there. She doesn't have to worry about anything, but just go to school.
But even with her newfound self-confidence, Teresa feels guilty that she was taken from her mother.
And I don't know, she doesn't talk about it, but I think deep down inside, she still feels that it's her fault. That if she, because of what happened the night that she was taken, she still feels that it's her fault. And I think until she gets a little older, she always will feel that way.
The Proctors were there when Teresa needed them. She never had to wait. Now let's meet Brian, a waiting child from South Carolina. Brian is 9 and he likes animals. On a recent trip to the Greenville Zoo, he found the goats a little greedy, and the pigs, well, a little piggish. He's shy, but not when it comes to singing church hymns.
Do you sing Jesus Loves Me?
Yes.
Do you? Okay, let's sing that one. You start.
Jesus loves me, yes I know, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones to him belong, they are weak, but he is strong. Yes, Jesus loves me, yes, Jesus loves me, yes, Jesus loves me, for the Bible tells me so.
Brian wants to be a teacher and teach math and social studies. If you'd like details about waiting children, here are the phone numbers for you to call. When we come back, we'll meet more kids and find out what kind of parents adoption services are looking for.
Okay, Ralph. Here, Ralph. Come on, move it. Smile, Ralph.
With Eckerd System 2 photo processing, you get more than great prints. You get 2 sets.
one to keep and one to share with a friend. Eckerd System 2. 2 sets of prints, 2 rolls of film for the regular price of 1. For the pictures of a lifetime.
Just one look, and I knew that you were the only one.
If you want to save time and money, all it takes is just one look in the real Yellow Pages.
Just one look, that's all it took. Just one look.
They got cars. We've got Nissans. They've got a big song and dance. Nissan's got huge incentives. They've got 100% beef. Nissan's got 100% financing. They've got options.
Or Cobra.
Nissan's got lots of options. When it comes to... Your Carolina Nissan dealers still got it, but hurry, because the We Still Got It sales event ends July 2nd.
Test drive a Nissan today and get a cruise ship certificate worth up to $1,300.
If you think you have to be some sort of perfect parent to adopt, think again. You can have a modest income, you can be in your 40s, and you can be single. That's right, single. Just ask Bert Johnson Blassingame. She was in her late 40s when she adopted a 5-year-old girl. Bert's second husband had died, but she decided to go through with the adoption plans they discussed before his death. She disagrees with people who say you have to have 2 parents to raise children.
My first set of children, there was a father there. I did not have those kids out of wedlock. I was married to a military man. But he was father in name. Why stay in it? We have an awful lot of good female, good mothers, single mothers, and single fathers who are very capable, very capable. So my belief is it does not take 2.
Adoption specialists say they look for more than just a 2-parent situation.
We welcome single parents. As a matter of fact, we have placed many children and SIB groups with single parents. So what we're looking for is the ability to parent, the stability there, the commitment.
In some cases, DSS considers putting a child with a family of a different race, especially if there's already a bond between the parents and child.
A lot of black children are placed in white foster homes because there's not a lot of black foster families, and they do become very attached to the foster parent. When there's a bond there, the different